The fourth phase of the MCU has finally come to an end, and it has ended off with the Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This movie has introduced us to different variations of specific characters we already knew, as well as new characters in general. One of the latest and definitely greatest characters to be introduced in the Black Panther movie and introduced into the MCU in total is definitely not Ironheart, but instead it is Namor, the feathered serpent god, otherwise known as Talokan. And that is who this video is about. This is practically a rough breakdown of the power that Namor, Talokan, possesses. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below on any thoughts you have about this video. Now, let us begin. Namor is definitely one of the greatest characters to be introduced into the MCU. He is the ruler, a leader, and an entertaining character in total. He has protected the Talokan for many years, and till this day he is still protecting them. The Talokan are people of the surface. Well, we were naturally people of the surface, but because of starvation and strife and lack of resources and stuff like that, they ended up taking the heart-shaped herb, which kind of caused them to die, and they became avatar people. Yeah, they became blue, and also they kind of gained increased centers, strength, durability, as well as gained some sort of immortality. After that had occurred, they abandoned the surface world and went to live within the ocean to ensure they furthered protection and survival. See, Namor wasn't originally from the surface world, even though his parents were, but he was actually born within the ocean, and his mother had consumed the herd before he was even really born. This granted him new levels of power above all of the other Talokan. Powers like having superior strength, speed, and durability, as well as having the ability of flying and sharp ears. Namor's power has not really been portrayed appropriately given the people he was fighting in this movie. And I know the people he was fighting, and given their power and the fact that Namor is above them is a phenomenal feat to consider, but yet I still believe it doesn't truly do justice to Namor's power. See, the primary enemies to Namor and his people were the Wakandans. They were the only people who could actually threaten him. See, Wakanda isn't only portrayed, but is also stated to be not one of the most powerful nations in the world, but instead the most powerful nation in the world. The United States is afraid of attacking them, and other nations aren't even trying. That's how powerful Wakanda is, yet Namor, with only a few of his soldiers, maxing out at like 10 of his soldiers, were able to bring Wakanda to its knees. Now, if you were to take the Black Panther and give him like 30 or 50 of his greatest warriors, they would not be able to do the same amount of damage that only a few warriors and Namor did to Wakanda. That kind of displays the amount of power not just the Talokan have, but also Namor. See, Namor is a very versatile character who, because he can fly, can fight at high altitudes. He can also fight on the natural surface world, and of course he can fight within the water or ocean. That is where he is at his most powerful, given that he is actually born there. Given that Namor is primarily an oceanic or a surface level kind of person, it's quite likely that him being in the air or at high altitudes would put him at a superior weakness in an actual battle. I'm not saying at all that he is weak, I'm just saying it's where he is at his weakest. But on the surface, he's incredibly powerful, being physically more powerful than Captain America, Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, Killmonger, Black Panther, Moon Knight, Iron Man, and so many other characters the MCU has introduced to us thus far. He rivals the physical strength or equals to the physical strength of Thor when he is on the surface world. The same thing applies in terms of speed, with him rivaling the speed of Thor. In terms of flying speed, it's quite likely that Thor would be faster given the speed of Mjolnir and stuff, but in terms of close combat, surface level speed, he definitely rivals the speed of Thor and could possibly even surpass it at the point. And then of course there's durability. Durability is Namor's greatest asset, being that he is made completely of vibranium. Vibranium is one of the strongest elements and substances on the entire planet, rivaling many space substances and elements. Thor has stricken Captain America's shield, which is made of vibranium, multiple times with Mjolnir. It has almost no effect on the shield. It also took Thor, Iron Man, and Vision all attacking Ultron at the same time to even slightly really hurt him, and he had vibranium. To actually break through vibranium and break through the skin of Namor, you'd have to have that same force used by three of some of the greatest most powerful Avengers, being Thor, Iron Man, and Vision. You'd also need the same force displayed by Thanos in Avengers Endgame, the force that was used to destroy Captain America's shield. And not many forces, not many characters have that level of power to actually do that. Not even Thor could really even do that with his natural physical strength being so incredible. So Namor's durability is incredibly amazing, though it does have a fault given that he has to be well hydrated for it to last very long, but on a general basis, durability is incredible. It is even more incredible when he is in the water, of course. See, when Namor goes into the water, that is where he is absolutely dangerous. If Thor was to verse Namor in the water, the battle is already decided with Namor being victorious. Same thing applies for other characters like Iron Man and Black Panther and so many other characters the MCU has introduced to us. If Namor to fight Hulk in the water, it's quite likely that he would even best the Hulk, given that on the surface world, Thor himself was able to almost keep on par with the physical strength levels of the Hulk. And now if Namor is much stronger than Thor in the water, he's definitely even stronger than Hulk, or possibly on par or equal to Hulk. Now if he's equal to Hulk in the water in terms of physical strength alone, then in terms of speed he'd be faster than the Hulk, meaning he'd land way more blows, he'd be able to dodge way more attacks. He's also quite skilled in martial arts, being that he has conquered many places, many lands, so he would have had to have fought in many battles as well. Namor actually has the power of soloing the original 6 Avengers, only having a problem with Hulk alone. Not even Thor, a pre-awakened Thor in that first movie, would really challenge the power of Namor to its fullest.
Talokan, the feathered serpent god Namor, is a phenomenally and incredibly powerful character, should never be underrated in any way, especially if people look at this movie, they'll think he's very weak or at that level of power, but he's way above it, being a god tier character. He is faster and stronger than many characters the MCU has introduced to us so far, in the air, on land, or in the water. But what makes him truly dangerous is not all the power scaling factors, it's the fact that he's willing to do whatever it takes to protect his people and ensure their further survival. He's willing to go against the entire world. That kind of makes him more of a threat than even Thor, the god of thunder, in my opinion. So yeah, Namor Talokan is a phenomenally and incredibly powerful character, should never be underrated. I will be making a video on the power of Captain Thor, so you should look out for that. But anyway, for now, just deal with the factor that Namor is incredibly powerful. This is MC Info, and I'm out.